Welcome to our live stream of high school sports. Please note that this broadcast is produced by an independent team of sports enthusiasts, and the views, opinions, and commentary expressed are solely those of the commentators and not representative of the schools, teams, or athletes featured. While we strive for accuracy, occasional errors or misstatements may occur. This stream is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. Thank you for joining us and enjoy the show.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Hey, you ain't never seen nothing like this. Ain't no telling how it might get. It's the hypest right here. High school sports at its finest. So many highlights, you have to rewind it. Hey, Stream City, let me just remind ya. The heart of a lion, a team full of fighters. So many stars on the field, it'll blind ya. They're giving everything they got till the time's up. Yeah, legends in the making. History is made. We just getting started. You ain't seen a thing. YSN, gotta know the name. They gon' bring the flames. They gon' do their thing. Take it to another level. Don't hold back. High school, got a passion and we show that. Got the drive and you know they got the heart. Number one spot for your high school sports. Let's go for the win. Hey.
I love that song. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, into a Friday edition of YSN Live. We have an absolutely jam-packed show for you here today on this Friday. DJ Yokley and Anthony Ronald Hartwig joining us today. Ronald, what's going on?
How we doing, DJ? This is going to be a fun way to end the week. We like you said, we have a jam-packed show, a lot to get to, and we're excited for it and get back into another weekend.
Jam-packed show here on YSN Live. We're going to start out with a little bit of LeBray softball. Riley Rowe going to join us, my friend, and she knows she's up for the big dog of the Valley this week. So maybe we'll give her the platform to see if
campaign
she can
a little bit, Yeah.
Quit knocking on doors. Just start getting on streams. That's the way of the world now. And then we have the Clipper Crusher, ladies and gentlemen. We are so incredibly humbled to be joined by Caitlin Pleska. A lot of questions for this young lady because she might be one of the biggest names in softball right now. And my biggest question, not going to lie, what's with the home run celebration? Who came up with it? Where'd that originate? Like, it's a G move. It's an absolute G move to pull that after you just go yah off a pitcher. It's awesome. And it's not just her that does it. So we'll ask her where that originated. And then, ladies and gentlemen, 24 hours after the Canfield Baseball Cardinals were walked off by Boardman, guess what happens? That daggone shoe's on the other foot, and Dylan Mancini will join us today to talk to us about what happened. Like walk-off mania here this week in the AAC. And Mancini just, walks it off for the Cardinals in a big win in the AAC.
Another pitcher's duel between those two, too. I mean, a 2-1 victory for Canfield last night. 2 nights ago, it was 3-2 for Boardman. So both pitching staffs brought their A game for that series.
Little bit of drama there in Mahoning County between those two teams. And it's an absolute slugfest to get to the top of that standings page in the AAC on both Diamond Sports, by the way.
Things got wild on Canfield's side of softball too, because they also got a walk-off. They got to walk off in Austintown, which is something that you don't normally get to do, walk off on the other team's field, but they got to do it, and they win 5-4 against Austintown Fitch. It makes that AAC really interesting. Right now, Boardman is all alone at the top, but they still have 2 games against Canfield coming up. So things can get real murky, but I texted Moots. I said, for 24 hours at least, you're number 1 in the AAC by yourself.
I need you to put some respect on Fred Moots' name. And you know why? AAC Coach of the Year. That's why. That's why.
Mm.
Freddie Moots. Hey, he's sitting at the top, man. He is in the catbird seat. He's loving it. Maybe a great 24, 48 hours for Fred Moots.
It was birthday
Possibly.
yesterday as well.
Happy birthday, Mootsy!
Yeah, so
that's a
that's
hell
a
of a
great way
day.
Great way to celebrate your birthday. You kick back,
I've never
relax.
seen
You don't have to
75
play.
look so good.
You don't have to play. You look at the scoreboard and say, "Hey, you know what? We're sitting in first place."
75's never looked better than Fred Moots. Congrats, Mootsy. We appreciate you. All-American Conference Coach of the Year. Well deserved. Very well deserved. We told you Boardman was going to sneak up on people. We didn't know it was going to be like this. Yeah, see? Well deserved. Frank Rivera shouting it out. Absolutely. Frankie, love you. Miss you, buddy. Hope all is well. We also have a very special guest. That was a taped interview last night. I got to review it. Why the hell didn't you tell me that my internet stunk?
I didn't want to ruin the moment, DJ.
Oh, you crushed it. Like, it stinks. Hey, Comcast or Xfinity, whatever identity you are today, I'm coming for you. You ruined it. We ended up
It
with a
was
great interview.
just good enough. Like your questions came through. You can understand what you were saying.
I'm not going to get the
But
Emmy.
it was not its best.
No, it was subpar standard.
Par.
Anybody that has wait a minute. Did I just give them a credit right there? Subpar?
No, that's
You're-
bull. That's in golf, but everything else subpar is a word you use to say it's not on par. It's not, because on par is what you say to say it like it's where it should be. So subpar is like it's
So when
below
you're
average.
above par, like, what if there's
Yeah,
a golfer in the conversation? Are they going to take that as a knock?
which is weird that we're mixing golf. You know, the English language mixes golf metaphors the wrong way, but you know,
How about this? Comcast stinks.
It
Is that
stinks.
clear enough? Stinks. It stunk last night. Really upset about how that turned out. But you know what? You did a great job with the question. Very excited to see your smiling face as soon as she popped on. And everybody will get the gist of it. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. YSN herself, Sarah Oakley, will join the clock. And we'll wrap up the show because I didn't turn off the credits. So there you go. There you go.
Right.
Can't wait for. Oh boy. I mean, I want to say it's award winning. I'm pretty sure it might get some people teary eyed. I'm not
It was a really good
exaggeration, nor
conversation.
is it
Yeah.
it is like at the end of the interview, I could tell she was getting a little choked up. Her first Mother's Day, officially. She's had a few, but to have last name on the birth certificates and along with it, this one's going to be a little special. How about? And I know she's watching right now, me as we speak, but she goes, "Oh, I don't want any gifts." What? Like I wasn't on camera when she's talking about it. Listen,
Teacher's
before
got a
I
bad
get
idea, so I'm like,
absolutely,
look at that. What?
before I get absolutely like roasted in the comments, Mrs. YSN is getting gifts. Don't you worry. And she's probably said, "No, I'm not. No." Yeah, you are.
Take it.
She'll ask for receipts and then she'll take it back if she doesn't like it. No. She's gonna love it. We're excited. Kids are giving her gifts, which is even better.
Mhm.
And they're coming from all the places. She actually wants this stuff. I've taken notes, Anthony, in the last 365 days. I've taken notes about what she actually wants. So I'm excited to have my wife, Sarah Oakley, Mrs. YSN, join us at 1:00. But, ladies and gentlemen, this time, we got a lot of red carpets to roll out today. Everybody in red. LeBray, Columbiana, Canfield, YSN. A lot of red carpet. But ladies and gentlemen, making her way to the red carpet, first and foremost, is a friend of the program. Someone who her last name does not get lost in translation when it comes to success across literally everything she touches. Ladies and gentlemen, from the LeBray Lady Vikings, Riley Rowe.
Hi.
Hi, Ry. How are you?
I'm really well. How are you guys?
We're doing great. Thanks for asking. Thanks for taking out some time. Hopefully, you're missing some class and are the beneficiary of what's happening here. You have been, I mean, you talk about softball, but you literally are good at everything you do. Where does that come from? Let's start there.
Well, my parents are definitely my inspiration. They've both had so much success in their sports. So it comes from them. And then my older brother is also a fantastic athlete. So I was just born into it.
Do you ever get bored of being good at everything?
Oh, thanks. I don't know. I just love playing a variety of sports. I think it's just so fun to do everything.
I think a lot of people, when they get as locked in as you for every sport, they would there would be some kind of grace period in there where you lose gas a little bit, but it never seems to happen to you. How do you stay locked in from day one of school to day zero of school, where volleyball to softball, you're always locked in, always being a great athlete?
I think I'm just a competitor. So if there's a game going on, I just really want to win. I have that drive and I just want to be the best if I can be. So I just try my hardest in everything I do.
I mean, trying is one thing, but again, back to the part that you're good at everything. Like, what are some of the things that challenge you? I mean, when you take a challenge, it looks like you take it head on and almost take offense to it, and then you conquer it and you're on to the next thing. What are some of the things that young girls who want to, aspire to be just like you should know that you face challenges too and you overcome adversities?
I think it's a lot of confidence and preparation. For me, what really helps is just remembering how much time I put into everything and the preparation that I've had, where if I make one mistake, it's okay. Like, I know what I'm doing and I can come back from that. So, and confidence is just so important.
Riley, this is a big week for you. You're up for big dogs. We want to give you the chance to campaign a little bit, to get some votes out there, to let people know why they should vote for Riley Rowe. Can you do that for us? Can you give us some reasons why people should go out there and hit that button and get you some votes?
I don't know. I just have a lot of support where I can be successful. So it comes from others, and I just have a lot of fun with what I do. I love what I do. So I just have fun.
Riley Rowe, not a politician, ladies and gentlemen. We found the weakness. We found the weak link in the chain.
Yeah, that's
Doesn't have the ego to be a politician. That's a good thing.
The humility is through the roof so much that she doesn't even want to talk about herself. But let's talk about your teammates. I mean, you've been a great leader to so many teammates already. Talk about what it's been like to kind of, wrap your arms and your wings around them, so to speak. And then, in moments maybe that you're not at your best or things aren't going your way, for them to give back to you.
Yeah, something I can definitely appreciate with playing sports is that in pretty much everything you have a team around you. So if you're not feeling your best in a specific moment or the whole game, you have other people you can rely on and you can build them up and do what you can to help them.
Riley, we're sitting here talking about how good you are at everything, and with obviously you are, but you're also a leader in every sport. There's players that lean on you to succeed in volleyball, basketball, and softball. And you're not an upperclassman yet. So what's it been like to lead at a young age and to be able to just flex those leadership muscles, even though maybe you're not the oldest players on the team?
I think the examples I've had are just great, and I've seen what it means to be a leader. And for example, I'll point out Marissa Levinsky. I played basketball with her for 2 years, and she's exemplary when it comes to being a leader. And I don't know, I just strive to be like her. She's so supportive, and she's just a leader. So I try to be like her.
Did you have to drop exemplary on us right there? Because we already know you're good at We know you're good at every sport, but are you good at Scrabble too now? Like you trying to like, drop nuggets, like little breadcrumbs for us here in the. This is hard hitting journalism, young lady. We're trying to make sure that you're lined up. No, in all seriousness, I mean, Anthony kind of alluded to it with being an underclassman, not yet a senior. Is it challenging to kind of sometimes have to take that lead or kind of grab the oars and row whenever that others won't do it?
I've always liked being kind of the center of attention, I guess. I don't know if I want to say that, but I kind of enjoy leading, and I'm an extrovert, so I'm good at like talking to everybody, and that's one of my strengths. So that's helped me a lot. So I actually enjoy it.
Riley, I want to talk
extrovert.
Riley, I want to talk about the difference between your personality on the floor, on the court, on the field, off the field. Because if anyone knows you outside of softball or outside of basketball or volleyball, and they didn't know you played, they'd probably be like, she's not that competitive. She's bubbly. She's kind. She's always there to smile. But then you have this mean streak when you get on the court where it's like you versus me. I'm going to beat you. I'm better than you. What makes you turn on that switch to get competitive and get that, those juices flowing when you're on the court or on the field?
It's a lot like just the competitiveness in me, just the will to win, and then just in different environments, like my coaches and teammates, they kind of get me like ready and locked into the game. So in different environments, I can be a little bit different.
All right, let's talk about the House of Row, because we've talked to competitive people and families before, but I just have to imagine that everything that you guys do in your home as a family is competitive. Am I far off there? Not
really. Not very far off.
What are some of the things that you kind of, if you were to just like look at things from a 35,000 foot view, as your family, it being competitive, what are some of the maybe weird things that you were like, okay, maybe we don't have to be as competitive when we do this? And then what are some of the things you're like, you cannot lose at?
I don't know if we have any weird things. I know it's a lot. My brother and I, we'll play ping pong sometimes. We'll have little bets every once in a while. I like to have bets with my dad, actually. But a little bit ago, we actually had a one-on-one tournament because we have a hoop in our living room.
Hoops?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so we cleared out the couches and the little table in the middle, and we had a little one-on-one tournament, but I did not win, so I don't really want to talk about it.
Wait. You and your brother, or the entire family, there was one-on-one?
All 4 rows.
Who won?
I think it was my brother.
Come on, there's no thinking. You know exactly who won.
Just don't want to.
We need some exclusive right here on YSN.
I think it was Austin.
Yeah, it was Austin.
It was too long ago. I don't remember.
Yeah, I had some Skittles on Mama Bear, but Austin, I guess, got the win.
Hey,
yeah, we all put on our jerseys and everything.
What?
I love it.
You didn't stream this?
I had my Peyton Aldridge jersey on.
Round 2 next year, we're streaming it on YSN.
I'm putting my money on Mama Bear. Yeah. I'm just saying right now, she's not losing twice in a row.
No way. I'm just still not over the fact that you guys have a hoop in the living room.
Is it like a Nerf hoop?
No.
No.
It's a real hoop?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to do your homework, but don't forget to hit your 100 free throws in the living room.
Yeah, we'll do a little form shooting here and there.
A little form shooting.
Gosh.
We'll watch a movie as a family, but before we got to work on our jump shot over there. Just kick the dog toys out of the way.
Clear the couch.
Do you have
Uh,
pets, by the way?
We have a little dog. We got her in quarantine,
Mm.
and we have a cat, but she is like kind of in the garage. She'll come in sometimes. She likes to go
Because she
outside.
can't make her free throws.
No, she gets kicked out.
That's it. That's why Austin's got to be very careful. If he doesn't hit his free throws, he's going out to the garage with the
Get
cat.
out to the garage, Austin.
Yes.
What's the cat's name?
Amber? It's not.
Austin.
Very
Get out
exciting.
there with Amber. Bye.
And double A's in the garage.
Goodness.
But my
gracious.
dog's name is Rona because it was like the coronavirus.
Rona
Oh, I
Row.
thought it was Ro, like Rona, like no.
Oh no.
It works both ways.
Yeah.
Riley, let's get back on track a little bit. Talk about this softball season and look at the numbers. And your bat is just on fire. It's been on fire for a long time. You're hitting so well this year. What's clicked? What's making you see the ball so well? There's a lot of good pitchers you have to go up against, but it hasn't seemed to phase you yet.
I think it's just the preparation. Like my dad does the pregame soft toss, so he's like, "Come on, like get your swing ready." So, I don't know. I've just seen the ball really well, and I've just focused on hitting it hard. I'm not really seeking like the stats numbers. I just work on hitting it hard, and everything will fall into place.
Everybody loves different moments in diamond sports, right? There's offense, obviously. There's defense. I love hitting. I love base running. What's your favorite aspect of softball, at least right now?
I've always loved being in pressure situations during pitching, but like in this moment, I would love to be in a 2 outs. Like I'm up to bat, the tied run is on second, something like that, where like people are relying on me to get a hit.
Is that what you practice, like in your kitchen when you drop the net from the
Probably
ceiling?
has a hitting cage in the kitchen.
There's no doubt. Like she's talking about a real basketball, like in the living room, basketball hoop, and like in my mind, we walk to the kitchen and a batting cage drops down. Like,
Yes.
wait, that's real?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. Whoa, man, I was
No batting cage in the kitchen, just the hoop.
Amber, get out of the kitchen. I'm hitting ground balls.
Riley, when we talk about, I can't even get back on track. This is ridiculous.
Great interview.
When we have you on during basketball season, as your mom is the head coach. During softball, it's not coach anymore. It's Mama Bear mentality as a fan in the stands. What's it like to kind of transition from one to the other, where she's a coach in one season and then the next season, she's more of a support and more of just a fan in the softball stands?
Yeah, she's always super supportive and gives me a little good luck kind of talk. But in basketball, it's more like we're together the whole time. But for softball, my brother also has baseball. So since my dad is coaching us, my mom doesn't really get to be present at my games. She goes on Game Changer and does all that. But she'll always send me a good luck text and be like, hit the ball hard. But when she can come to watch my game, she's like, line drives right. And I'm like, I got it.
Got it, Mom. Was practicing in the kitchen right before we made it out here. All right, so are you like when you guys actually do relax? And I believe there has to be some of that in there. What do you do as a family? Is it game night? Is it movie night? Is it just go out and have some food? What is it?
We like to watch a movie here and there. I mean, I don't want to continue this craziness, but we like to
Keep it going.
watch the games and
Lean
like
into
kind of
it.
talk about it.
Oh, you mean like your
Like
games?
your games?
Yes.
You're doing film study for recreational. Oh my goodness.
But we all want to. Like it's not like they're like sit here and we're
Of course
watching.
you
Like
do.
we don't have to. But yeah,
love
I
it.
try to
Love
gather the family for some games every once in a while, but it's tough when we all get home at the same time pretty late and they're like all tired, but sometimes we find time for that.
All right, without going into film study, what are the go-to movies in the row house? Like, what are the ones that you always agree on, or maybe there's a little bit back and forth?
It's probably during Christmas time, like Christmas break when we have time to watch movies. We like to put on the Home Alones.
Okay.
We love those.
What's the best Home Alone?
I don't know what number it is. It might be 3, but I like the one with the bird lady.
That's 2.
There's 2.
3
Oh,
is
yeah.
like the
Three's new kid.
McAllister.
Three's a new kid.
Yeah, he's a new kid.
Yeah.
But 3
You don't
is
want that
actually
one.
low key good. 3 is low key good.
Oh,
Yeah, I like
here we go again. Anthony criticizing and critiquing movies.
Riley, my last question for you, because we have to know, because you and your brother are both pitchers. Do you ever go up? I mean, you're talking about one-on-one in the living room. Do you ever go up against each other in the diamond? Like, do you have him pitch to you? Do you pitch to him?
We have one time. It was maybe 2 years ago. And okay, I thought that he had a foul ball and then I struck him out. But he thought it would be fair because it was like we were outside and we couldn't tell, obviously. So it was like a line drive to the first base side, and I thought it would be foul, and then I struck him out. But he was like, wait, no, that was fair. So I struck him out.
Controversy. I love it.
He's never pitched
Hey,
to
we
me,
can-
though.
Oh, we gotta
We
get
can
that.
settle this. We can settle
Yeah, I
this.
think we're going to have to.
Come to athletics.
I know.
Here at Athletics, we got everything you need. We can settle this. There's no fair foul. You can, and it's all in a cage, similar to your kitchen. We can make all of this. We can take care of all of this. So, hey, this summer, let's do that. Let's
Yeah.
do it row versus row, and then we'll go that route.
Yeah, that's a
Winner
good
gets
idea.
lunch. Winner gets lunch.
Yeah.
There it is.
Austin, you've been voluntold this is happening. Sorry, you're not here to defend yourself, but it's happening.
Rye, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for taking some time out for us. Obviously, we're huge fans of you. Keep doing what you do in the way you do it, which is the right way. And certainly we'll see you very soon because, fall is just around the corner. And I'm sure you'll be doing a lot of things between now and then. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me on.
You got it. Ladies and gentlemen, Riley Rowe. Whoa. Clicking all over the place. Whoa. Holy cow. She was gone. Like, she does everything. I couldn't even get the click down. She's competing against me for our own time slot. Riley Rowe, we appreciate you as always.
Oh, man.
All right. More of the red carpet now gets rolled out. And hey, guess it's not a secret anymore. She's backstage. She's ready. She's excited. And she is, I believe, the owner of one of the coolest home run celebrations in all of mankind. And it's housed right here in Columbiana, Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the Clipper Crusher herself, Caitlin Pleska. Miss Pleska, welcome to the show. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, we just had that interview with Riley, and then I tried to click her off and clicked you on somehow. So it is mass chaos here on this Friday.
I did see that.
Help us get back on the runway, Ms. Clipper.
I got
Let's start with this. I was able to see you and Dota hitting bombs against South Range on Saturday, and there was this interesting little celebration going around the base paths. The clip, we're used to the Clipper clap. Wait,
Yeah.
I can't. I'm from Palisade. I don't think I can I can not legally do that right now. But what I can tell you is that might be one of the coolest celebrations I've ever seen. Who came up with it, and does everybody do it when they hit a home run?
So honestly, I cannot remember who came up with it. I'm pretty sure it's been going on since my freshman year, and everybody does it. So whenever anyone hits a home run, they always do the little Clipper plane into home. So it's more of like a tradition now. I cannot remember the first time we did it or who started it, but it's been a tradition since my freshman year, and we've kept it going.
Tack on to this question. Who does it the best? And who does it the worst? Because I know there's probably somebody out there that just kind of like, T-Rex arms it, something like that. Like who like brings it? Like they're going to land that plane on home plate.
Oh boy. Like I don't know. I feel like everybody does it pretty good, but we do have our freshman, Addie Brode. She does like a little she spazzes it. She goes like really fast. And so that one's definitely different than the rest of us who just kind of do like one each way or something like a little slower. Addie goes a little crazy with it. So I think that's definitely entertaining. But
Addie doesn't care about the landing gear. She just
oh,
goes
no.
straight for it.
she's just
I
going
love
for
it.
it. She's going for it.
Now, here's the other question. Do you do the sound effects yourself while you're coming in? Do you
No.
Come
None
on.
of us do that. No.
I couldn't pick it up on my headset. I was hoping for it because that'd have
Maybe
been sweet.
I'll pitch the idea. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
add that to it.
Maybe we'll add the sound effects to
Yeah.
it on the broadcast. There
That
you
would
go.
be definitely entertaining for everyone.
That would probably be weird. Not gonna lie to you.
I think it would be funny.
All right, we'll do it.
We'll do
Twist
it
our
for-
arm.
for-
There
for
we go.
Caitlin.
Yeah.
You've been quite the leader. I mean, across the board, everybody knows your name. It seriously is like cheers. When people talk about Columbiana, you're one of the first names out of their mouth. What has it been like to have that identifier and to lead a team? For seemingly like 8 years. Feels like you've been there forever. What's it been like for you on this ride with Columbiana, which is really turning into quite the program, young lady?
So honestly, it's been a big 4 years for me. Ever since I was a freshman, I've been putting up some good numbers. So I've always been up there, like kind of at the top, being Coach Kurtz wanting me to be like a leader and helping everyone else and setting the tone. So it's always been a little bit of a weight on my back, but I've gone through with it pretty well, I think. And being a senior this year really puts me up there to be a leader. So I've just been setting the example because everybody else can just like follow along and I can help them whenever they need. But setting a good example with like mindset and everything like that, that's a big part of it, because whenever one person is up or if one person is down, it kind of just like pulls on the rest of the team. So you want to make sure you're doing everything you can to keep your team going and motivation and all of that. So it definitely helps that I'm keeping up, and the first part of my lineup knows that if they get on base that I'll be there to hit them in, or if I get on base, then the lineup like behind me is going to be there to hit me in as well. So it's all just a team effort, but I'm just really there trying to help like motivate everybody and keep them going.
I think the entire EOAC feels like you've been playing at Columbiana forever. They're like, oh, geez, she's a senior, finally. How long has it been? Like, has it felt really long for you, or has it felt like something that you can blink and yesterday was freshman season?
Honestly, I think it goes both ways. My high school, like my 4 years in high school, have felt like they've gone tremendously slow. Like, I'm honestly so ready to be done with it. But I also feel like I could like blink and I go back to like my freshman year when my brother and I are both playing in high school, and we had like our little sibling interview we did and everything like that. Like, I feel like it was just yesterday that I was moving him into his college dorm sophomore year, and now this upcoming fall he's going to help me move in. So it's kind of crazy to think about, but it's been both quick and slow at the same time.
It's kind of wild. I mean, I feel like I can connect with you from that because I was a senior when my sister was a freshman. We hit home runs the same time against the same team, Southern Local. Sorry about your luck. But for you, what did you learn through your brother's experiences that you were able to carry through the next few years, in your high school career?
So my brother's always been a role model to me in baseball and academics, and honestly just as a person, because he was also a really good athlete at baseball and he kind of set the level really high up there. So I would always chase that and want to beat him. So it was kind of like a little sibling rivalry. So he was always pushing me, even though he wasn't technically pushing me. I just wanted to be better than him. So we were always doing that. So that pushed me to become better and have motivation to work and be who I am today. And he's also really good at like the academics and everything like that. So it makes me want to keep my grades up because I want to be just like him, because he's just amazing.
How often do you let him know that you're doing things that maybe he hasn't done at Columbiana? Like,
Breaking
hey.
news right here. Breaking news.
I mean, I don't like to rub it in his face too much because like
Liar.
he knows.
Every little sister does. Liar. Don't you lie on my
Liar.
broadcast.
Okay. At the beginning, I would rub it in his face. Be like, guess what I just did today? I hit another home run. How many do you have? Not that many. But so at the beginning, I would rub it in his face a little bit. But now I know he's proud of me, and I know that he's just as good as me. So I don't like to rub it in. So he knows what I'm doing. He keeps tabs on me, even though he's really busy at college. I know he's keeping up with the Game Changer and watching my stats. And I know he's proud of me, but I don't like to rub it in anymore because I don't know.
Because you already won. Let's just say
yeah,
it. You
I
already won.
I already won. So
You got
there's
the
no
belt.
need. There's no need.
Caitlin, I guess, I mean, you said it earlier, which it lends intrigue on my part because it's seemingly everybody, that's out of high school wants their high school days back. They want one more game to play, but it seems like you're kind of ready to go. Like you've still got a lot to do as you head into the playoffs. Obviously, you have your goals personally and from a team standpoint. But like, when did you really start focusing on the next steps? What you wanted to do, life after high school, things of that nature, and what is it that you set out for yourself?
Okay, so honestly, I've been ready to be done with high school for since I stepped into high school. Not even gonna lie, it hasn't been my thing. Like right now, I'm only at the school for 2 classes, and the rest of it I'm taking like online college, which is good for me because I get to go to the gym in the morning and everything like that. But so I've been ready to be done, but right now I'm focusing on the softball standpoint because we need to keep our head in the game for this next little run because we have a few games next week and then we go into district semis and we need to just keep our heads down and pay attention and focus to get through that because we want to get as far as we can. So I am ready to be done, but I'm also more focused on putting my mind towards the softball standpoint instead of focusing on, oh my gosh, like I'm going to be done in a week. So I'm going to focus on that. But for college, I'm committed to Arcadia University in Glenside, PA. It's a little bit north of Philadelphia. I'm double majoring in psychology and criminology, and I'm also playing softball. So like I feel like everybody's like, oh my gosh, like it's so surreal, like it's my last softball game. But for me, I'm going to be playing softball even more. So it's a little bit different.
Anthony?
Was that your question? Oh, I'm so sorry.
my
I thought it was your turn. My bad. Caitlin, yeah, I think you're the first player that I can remember that is signed to Arcadia that we've covered at YSN. Talk about that. When did Arcadia come onto the radar, and what made it feel like home to you?
So honestly, Arcadia came into my college search like quite at the end. So I had a lot of colleges that I was going through. Sorry, if you hear that, I'm sorry. But so
are you getting called to the office right now?
No, it's
okay.
It's a walkie, but so Arcadia came in like at the end of my college search. So I was actually going through a lot of colleges and they weren't like even part of it. And then right at the end when I had it narrowed down to just a few colleges, my parents were like looking at this school and they're like, "Oh my gosh, like look at this." And the coach like reached out to me and we were talking. And so we set up a college visit. So I went down and I visited the campus. I talked to the coaches and I got on campus and the first thing I see is this big like castle. And I was like, that's sick. And then we took a tour of the rest of campus and it was just beautiful. I loved the campus there. I felt like I could be there for the next 4 years of my life. And then I talked to the coaches and they were just really welcoming and I talked to them about like their softball philosophy and it really lined up with my philosophy in softball and their ideas and focuses. And I just really thought that I could see myself there because everybody's like, oh, like when you step on campus and everything like that, you just like have that gut instinct. Like I didn't say I really like had that, but I had that more with that school than the rest of them I've been at. So we did a little bit more like thinking at home with my parents and everything like that, but that ended up being the one that I chose.
All right, so bad journalism here. I should probably done a little bit more studying. What the Arcadia? What's the mascot?
Knights. They're the Knights.
That's why you have a castle. That makes sense.
Yep. I could honestly live in the castle my freshman year if I wanted to, but
so
you got to, right? Live in the castle.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is you have like the chance to be with like 4 or 5 roommates or something like that, and that's a lot. So
Caitlin's like, I don't like people that much.
Yeah, no, I don't. So like, I'm fine. I already have my roommates chosen, so like we're okay with where we're at because we're my 2 roommates are also softball players, and one of them is majoring in psych too. So it'll be.
Oh boy, look out! Red flag.
Oh, how is that a red flag?
Those psych people, they live in here. They live in here.
I'll come back and read your mind. Don't worry.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Caitlin, so the home run from a Clipper plane to a horse? What are we?
Yeah,
What are
we
we doing here? What
galloping
are we
down the
thinking?
third
Oh
baseline.
shoot, I don't know. Like
Like it, you can
maybe we'll have to
like
get like
Braveheart it.
maybe like have to get a plastic sword or something like that and just like toss it to me, like slice it down when I hit home plate or something like that. I don't know.
Do the
Come on, we need you to be creative here. We need you to be ready.
I don't know.
Because
I'll have
That's
to
going
figure
to
it
be
out.
your moment.
I
That's your
have
moment.
I have some time in the summer. I'll plot and plan.
In all seriousness, from a standpoint of being role model right now, I mean, to have all these young ladies and seemingly little boys too, looking at you and thinking like how successful you've been over the course of your last 4 years at Columbiana. What's it like to have those Clipper eyes look at you and be that superhero, so to speak? Do you remember being young and looking at people in a different version than you do now, or and what's it like with them watching you?
Honestly, it kind of puts a weight on my shoulders that like everybody's watching me and everybody's like expecting like the Caitlin Pleska that they've heard about in like the newspapers or online and everything like that. Because I'm not always that player, but I strive to be the best that I can for them because I know there's constantly somebody like watching on Game Changer or at the field or online or whatever. So I just want to be the best that I can. So I kind of take the weight off my shoulders and I just like I focus on the moment and I know that I can do it. So I'm just constantly like telling myself like you can do this, like you believe in yourself and everything like that. So if you don't believe in yourself, then nothing's going to happen. So you got to just keep your spirits high like that and just it gives me a reason to play. Like I'm not just playing for myself, I'm playing for everybody that's supporting me because I have so much like love in my heart for everybody that's watching me and supporting me. So I don't want to let them down, but it's also motivation to strive to do my best.
And then you talk about support system. I mean, because of travel, you've been able to build this relationship with softball players around the whole area, not just inside Columbiana's community. What's that like to look around and be like, hey, they're doing good. They support me. They support me over here. I got friends over there. And then you play against them every now and then. But when you're not, it's like you have a whole support system around the whole softball world in Northeast Ohio. What's that like?
So it's kind of crazy because I know like a lot of different people in the softball world, even some like from Pennsylvania and everything like that. So I know that they're always like keeping tabs on me because I'm keeping tabs on them, especially my travel teammates and everything like that. So my travel coaches are also really there for me. My one coach will always like text me after my games and be like, oh my gosh, like the one game he texted me like literally 2 seconds after the game ended and was like congratulating me on a home run or something like that. It was like in all caps and he's just the best. And everybody else is like always watching. I'll get like a text here and there of like how good you're doing or everything like that. I try and go support them as much as I can. I haven't been able to make it out to many games this year, but I'm going to see if I can make it to some tournament games to try and support like my travel teammates and everything like that, because I think that's really important to have like a strong connection with all of them, especially since we're on the same team. It always helps. So they support me, but I also support them just as much as they support me. So it kind of goes both ways.
Ms. Pleska, it has been an absolute honor sitting with you, talking with you. You were so comfy, cool, like so cool the entire time. Like,
I've gotten a little
ready to go.
used to it.
Well,
We're just chatting here. Like
we're just chit-chatting a little bit. That's all we're doing. A little exchange. And nobody better than you. This is incredible. You know, we're fans. We're super fans at this point. And this thing, keep it up.
hopefully
but
I'll
tell you
be
what,
to do that a few more times this season.
I think you will.
well, let me have this final question. I mean, you've seen this program grow while you've been in it. I mean, you've been literally building the plane while it's in the air. When you are looking at this, like again, looking back, I know you've still got a long way to go. Have you seen this program and how proud of this program are you over the last 4 years to where it's become now? I mean, you guys girls are now really targeting some of these teams that have taken you down the last decade. And now you're not only standing with them, but you're taking them down almost mercy sometimes.
So first of all, building a plane in the air is a little sketchy, but anyways,
I thought I was getting a compliment. I was like, I snuck that in.
But honestly, it's been really crazy because each year we've kind of grown to a higher level. Like my freshman year, each year in like playoffs, we've gotten a little bit farther. Like last year, we finally got to the district finals, and that was actually the first time in Columbiana history that we made it to D3 district finals. So that's kind of crazy to think about. We did end up losing, but it's just the mark that made it there was getting there. And so this year we're hoping to go more, but each year we see our record, we see our scores, and everything just like keeps getting better and better. So each year we've won the EOAC, of course, but our scores in the EOAC have kept up, and some of the higher teams that we've played in like higher divisions and everything like that, we've either beat them or we've been putting higher scores on them, scoring more or keeping the game like really close, where we couldn't have done that in past years. But so we definitely see progress in our games, and like beating South Range this past weekend after they mercied us last year in the district finals, that was definitely a big win for us. And we put up some good numbers against Howland last night, and against those big teams, it's just crazy to think about how our little school that hasn't always had the best like softball history to finally be putting up some crazy good numbers against some really good teams.
You should be proud, young lady. Incredibly
I'm
proud.
very proud.
The Clipper captain now and currently, but very soon, she will be the queen of the castle. Ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen,
That was a good
Caitlin
one.
Pleska. Thanks,
Thank you
Caitlin.
for having
Appreciate
me,
you.
guys.
I can do it.
All right, that's enough. I mean, that's the stuff of nightmares right there. If you're from
Nightmare
East
fuel.
Palestine.
Total nightmare feel.
Absolute nightmares. Keeping up with the red carpet feel here on YSN Live, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to Riley and Caitlin so far. Great interviews. Buddy, it's about to get a whole lot better. 48 hours ago, he was walked off being the varsity catcher. You got to see it, front row seat to it. Tyler Kurlick from Boardman walks off the Cardinals. And 24 hours ago, less than 24 hours ago, ladies and gentlemen, the Canfield backstop, Dylan Mancini, walks off the Boardman Spartans, a little taste of their own medicine, and he joins us right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Dylan Mancini. What's up, Dylan? How are you, dude?
Good. How are you?
Dude, if I was any better, I would be you. I can tell you that. Walk me through the last, 18 hours or so since that's happened. I mean, you guys, you've had a little bit of a turbulent part of your season here. But does this get you back on where you guys were as one of the area's best baseball teams with that lightning bolt that you delivered to Boardman last night?
Yeah. I mean, to start the season, we were 6-1, 7-1, and we were playing very well. And then we hit a bump in the road. Our bats were pretty solid ever since we started playing a little losing games, but our defense and pitching has kind of lost us those games, and we kind of bounced back the last couple games. I mean, 2 days ago when we lost on the Kurlick walk-off, it was a great game. Both teams, we played our hearts out and showed that it was a phenomenal matchup, and they just got the best of us 2 days ago. And yesterday, same thing, 0-0 game into the fifth inning, and it was a very close game, and we just happened to come out on top yesterday.
I mentioned the standpoint of you having that front row seat, right?
Yeah.
You see that TK walks right in front of you or however it happened.
Yeah.
That moment right there, does that stick in your mind and you start, playing out, some things in your head of, hey, if I have the chance, I'm going to deliver this right back to them. And then when it actually sits there and like it materializes, it happens. What was it like for you?
Me and Tyler, we're really good friends. I've known him for a long time, and when I saw him hit that ball, I was just like, yeah, he has all the power to do that. He's a phenomenal hitter. But when I was standing in the box yesterday, I knew we had a runner on first and third, and I just knew it had to happen, regardless of if it was a long ball, a single, or an error, whatever it was. I just had to get the ball in play, and that's kind of what I was thinking.
You know, the thing we love most about baseball is if you have a game that doesn't go your way, you get to get right back at it the next day most of the time and get right back to it. How much did the 24-hour layover from a walk-off to now your walk-off kind of help fuel that fire yesterday, knowing that like just literally 24 hours before that, they beat you in that way they did?
Yeah, one of our coaches, Coach Scott Knox, he always likes to say after 12:01, just turn the page, and that's exactly what we did. We had a hard-fought game at Boardman on Wednesday, and we kind of put it behind us when we got walked off on because there's really nothing we can do about it. You know, it was a very good executed game on their part. And the second that first pitch happened yesterday, we knew we had to split the series, and that's exactly what we did. We had a lot of energy in our dugout. We made the plays in the field. We pitched well, and we scratched across as much as we needed to.
One of the things I was most interested about with the narrative of this story for Canfield in 2025 is the fact that obviously new coach, but he's been with you.
Yeah.
But it felt like maybe the expectations weren't as high as they've been in the past. Did you feel that? And did you guys kind of use that as motivation to come out the way you did, 6-1, 7-1, and come out with hot sticks and great defense and great pitching? What was it like to be in the clubhouse when kind of the season started and, you know, reading some of the write-ups about what you guys and how people expected you to be this year?
Yeah, I mean, in the past, we've had very high expectations, especially with all the D1 guys we had, especially my freshman year, 2022. And every year since then, it's kind of went downhill, our expectations. And this year has probably been the lowest, having a new coach and a pretty big senior class that only a couple guys have touched the field last year. And we didn't have a big junior class, only 2 or 3 guys. And our expectations from everybody, you always hear that, oh, are we going to be good or what's going to happen? But we knew going into the season that we were going to have a very good schedule, and we were going to have some tough games, and especially that first one with Massillon, Washington. We knew we had to come out and play our hearts out to get that win because they're a good team, and it's exactly what we did. And for the first 6-7 games of the season, and like I said, we hit a bump in the road. Our defense started going downhill, and our pitchers were walking guys and hitting guys, and you know, that kind of stuff happens when we got on a cold streak.
One of the things that you as a catcher have to identify, obviously, is that when you talk about defense, you're not putting that on your teammates. That includes you. But
Yes.
You mentioned that a lot of that stuff that you're talking about with, you know, limited time last year. Do you guys feel like, the seniors especially, did you feel like you had something to prove with having to go out and ball out your senior year? And on top of that, you know, you guys have battled through adversity here. What have you learned about yourselves now that you're springboarded back into potentially what you guys were to start the season?
Yeah. We've always known that we've had a legitimate shot to beat every team on our schedule, but you know, it comes down to the execution part and of us as a group. There's been times where all of us have messed up, and being seniors, we have to be the leaders of the team and understand our roles in every situation. And if we mess up, we mess up. It might cost us the game, and if you look at the big picture, more times than not, we're going to succeed, and that's what we've always thought, and that's what we're going to think going forward.
So, you know, you said before you hit that rough spot with your pitching and defense, but the last 2 games against Boardman, the pitchers were on point. From your perspective, I mean, you get to see them pitch from you know, a POV. What's been working so well, especially the last 2 games? What has let you guys keep this Boardman offense pretty much in check?
Our pitchers' control has been much better the past couple games. When we were losing games down, when we lost a couple in Tennessee, and even when we came back, we are a lot of hit batsmen, a lot of walks, and some errors in the field. But the past 2 games, our pitchers have really located the fastballs on the outside part of the plate, on the black, and we've gotten the curveballs to fall in right in that perfect slot, instead of, you know, throwing it behind the batter or throwing it in the dirt outside. They've really worked on and did a very good job on throwing that ball over the plate and giving our defense a chance to make the play.
Dylan, one of the things that we're hearing and we're seeing from our point of view in the media and obviously with the games that we cover is you've had to kind of wait your turn to be the leader on that defensive front, to be the catcher for Canfield. You've got, everybody talked about the shoes that you have to fill, but dude, you filled them in because you've been one of the most elite catchers in the entire area. What has it been like for you to learn the position and have to wait your turn and then just absolutely ball out this year for your team?
I had a very good guy ahead of me, Michael Patelis. I kind of just stepped in and he led me throughout everything. I kind of followed in his footsteps ever since I was a freshman. I've practiced with him and learned his techniques on framing, blocking, throwing, and I've gotten a couple shots at it when I was a sophomore to catch in a varsity game when he was on the mound, and last year just keep following in his footsteps and learning from what he does, and that's kind of made me the catcher I am today. And not to mention Coach Matt Weimer, he's helped me with everything, all the fundamentals, and made sure that I'm able to go back there and trust myself and catch a good game.
You are the type of leader that holds yourself and the team to a high standard. You're not going to let anything slide. You're going to let people know if they need to work on something. You'll definitely hold yourself to that standard. That kind of leader is hard to be. It's hard to balance that friendship, leadership, ratio. How have you been able to do it? How have you been able to, speak up when you need to speak up and maybe, correct people when they need to be corrected, but also to keep that team chemistry and let people know, like, hey, I'm still here for you. I'm your teammate. I hold myself to that standard too.
Yeah, I just think we all understand that we're going to make mistakes, and when we do, we have to back each other up on it. So if somebody makes a throwing error or they're having a problem in the box, you kind of let them know, okay, your stride's too far, you're taking too big of a step, you're not turning through the ball, and you kind of just do it in a friendly teammate manner and not so much of a criticism manner. It's more the coaches are there more to do that, but sometimes your teammates will take it a little bit better from you when you tell them what they're doing wrong, and maybe they'll make the adjustment quicker if they hear it from you.
Dylan, we can't thank you enough for taking some time out. Again, hopefully we got you out of class and bought you some time to have some fun, talk about your team. But I can't let you go without, shedding some light on your role models and the people that have made you into the great young man that you are today.
Yeah, I would just like to thank my dad. He's been there for me since I was a little kid. I started playing baseball when I was 5 years old, and he coached me from then until I was about 11 or 12. And he's taught me everything I've had to know. He's taught me how to hit, catch, and all things in between. And I would like to thank the rest of my family, including my mom, for always being there and supporting me and, letting me know and making sure I know that they have my back through everything. And I don't know where I would be if that didn't happen, because that really gives me the ability to go out there and play as hard as I can.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the best you're going to see this year behind the dish, Mr. Dylan Mancini of Canfield. Dylan, thank you again for stopping by, man. Best
You're
of luck.
welcome. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
You got it, buddy. Take care. Dylan Mancini. Great interview. Can't always be easy, especially it's one of those situations where you go through that tough stretch that Canfield went through, and there's a lot of looking around, right? But a guy like Dylan Mancini looks to himself. Hey, I've got to lead. I've got to be the guy. If I expect it from all these other ones, I've got to do it myself. And I'll tell you what, Ant, you watch him behind the dish. Dude can not only call a game, but he's a great receiver, and he can absolutely nuke you if you're on the base paths. So, big fan. I love catching. It's one of my favorite things is watching these guys and young ladies out there being backstops, because it is such a skill, and that guy's got it. That guy's got it. So, congratulations. Kudos. Matt Weimer, who had a conversation with him. I didn't realize he got tossed a couple games ago. Got tossed. So he goes, I said, hey, congratulations, great win. Can you help me get Dylan? And with Matt, it's always yes, whatever you need, whatever you need. But he's like, by the way, I wasn't there, or I was benched for these last 2 games, and it's like, oh, now I got to get the story.
Oh, got a little
Hey.
chippy, Matt.
Coach Wyman, the best, one of the best guys ever. And if you're ever gonna watch a flag football game and your son or daughter is on Coach Weimer's team, it will be the most entertaining football, anything really, when Weimer gets involved. You come to find out some certain things. He doesn't like the jogger short or the jogger pants that men
Ooh.
wear. Doesn't like them. Women, no problem. Guys,
Fine. Guys,
hate
no.
so that's like an inside joke. No longer an inside joke, I guess.
Yeah,
So
you
if
just
you
took it
if you're
outside.
hanging around Matt Weimer, wear some jogger pants. It'll go
Stand-
real well.
Stand right next to him the whole time, just so we can. What's up, man?
It'll go real well. I'll tell you that right now. It's time. It's 1:00. It's what we promised. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an absolute honor. And if you know our backstory at YSN, you know that it includes a young lady who is the greatest thing to ever happen in my life. The reason we are here today is because she let it happen. My lovely wife, Sarah Yoakley. We started this 8 years ago, as she'll tell you. I don't want to give away the entire interview. Belief in me, but she let the adult in the room, Brian Scott, who is our co-owner and co-founder, kind of take the reins and be like, all right, just don't let him screw this up.
Don't let
that
him
bad.
stick us.
So we've gone through our family. If you don't know, we went through a lot of adversity, through some struggles of starting a family, and some of the decisions that had to be made, and naturally, some of the things that you never think are going to happen to you, and they do. So instead of, much like the way that we try to do things as a business, we try to do things as a family, and we had to make some tough decisions and a lot of sacrifice. And we chose to foster to adopt. That started 2018, 2019, I want to say. And from there, here in Anthony, what are you doing?
My camera's frozen.
Oh, great. Just in time. But just leave it. This is here. This is an absolute shite show.
Sorry.
So through all of that, we decided that we were going to foster. And it was tough because it was very fast, and it is a great thing to do. It helps not only the kids that are in the foster system, but it certainly helps you get your bearings and understand that it's a great program. From there, we've been so blessed to be able to adopt our lovely children, Zaire and Isabella, who you're going to see a cameo from here shortly. The greatest things in our life. But I will tell you this. The reason that I was allowed to live my dream and to do the things that I've always wanted to do since I was a puppy is because of Sarah Yoakley. And for her to be able to live her dream and allow us to live our dreams together is one of the greatest things that I could ever do in my life. So I thought it made a lot of sense on her first official Mother's Day to interview one of the greatest people, we always ask kids and coaches about their role models, my hero, my wife, Sarah Yoakley. So without further ado, here it is. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. We love you. We're proud of you. And we're thankful and grateful for you each and every day. Happy Mother's Day.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I believe it was Abraham Lincoln that once said, behind every great man is an even greater woman that allows that man to think he's great. With that in mind, on Sunday is Mother's Day 2025. And Anthony, you and I cook up some great questions for some potential great mothers out there. But there's one in my life near and dear to my heart, and one that has earned this day more than most. And it is Mrs. YSN, And there goes the baby. Mrs. YSN, my lovely wife, Sarah Yoakley, who we've invited to be part of this show. First time ever on YSN to be interviewing. So we're excited to bring her on. So ladies and gentlemen, the greatest lady in my life, the reason YSN exists to this day, Sarah Yoakley. Oh, wow. How'd you transfer? Welcome, Sarah. Thank you so much for taking time for us today. We appreciate you greatly. It's needless to say, you are the heartbeat of our family. And here in 2025, almost 16 years after we married, you get to celebrate your first Mother's Day. What's it been like for you leading up to this Sunday to be a mom for the first time officially?
I haven't had a whole lot of time to think about it, and I'm just too busy. But it's kind of surreal. Like, oh, it's the first time. Like, I'm actually legally a mom. Yeah, it's really like it's my first real Mother's Day, and there have been other ones where I felt like I wasn't comfortable when people wished me Happy Mother's Day, and like because the kids aren't mine, but they are now. So
they are now, and everything that comes with it, right?
All the diapers.
I think every mom is a little bit different on how they want Mother's Day. You know, some mothers like, the big, make a fuss out of it. Some mothers just want a day to relax a little bit. What's the perfect Mother's Day for you now that it's your first?
I would love to be able to relax. I don't like gifts, so I don't want anything. I told DJ and the kids not to get me anything. I just want to spend some time really together as a family. Because that's what we've wanted for so long. We finally have it. And from what I hear, time flies really fast. So we got to enjoy the time we have with them now.
Naturally, you have Bella there, who is 3. We got her when she was about 6 weeks old. Talk to everybody about the process. I mean, we've obviously had to overcome some obstacles and battles through some adversity. My dream was always YSN. My dream was to do what I do every day. And I'm grateful and thankful for you and the kids that let me do that. And so many other people are grateful to you and thankful to you for allowing us to be able to do that. But this was always your dream. Talk about why it was so important for you to be a mom and how it is right now. Kind of, has it sank in yet in September?
I've always wanted to be a mom. Ever since I was little. I think because I have such a good mom. I wanted to be like her. I wanted a chance to be a good mom and raise kids to be good citizens of this country. So hopefully we do that right. I don't know if it's really sunk in. Maybe it has now a little bit more, so that we're parents, that I'm a mom now, and I don't have to fill out all the paperwork every month. Flustering.
And DJ went through it. You guys had some adversity to get to where you are now as parents. Take us through that day when it finally, all the adversity was done and you guys got to officially call yourselves parents. What was that like from your perspective? I've heard DJ's side of it, and we've all congratulated him, but want to hear your side of it too. What was it like for you to have that day where all the hoopla was over and it was officially, legal? You were a mother.
Whoa! The hoopla's never going to be over as long as you're married to me.
That kind of hoopla was over.
Yeah, it was. I felt some relief, and then it was almost just some exhaustion. Like finally, that was just all done, and I could breathe and really just relax. It's like, okay, we made it.
Mom, a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old. What is that like? I'm sure every mom can sympathize with what you're going through right now. Raising 2 kids, you work in a full-time job and you're raising 2 kids and allowing me to go out during the evenings and play. What are the frustrations like, and what are some of the maybe challenges that you didn't expect at this point in your life as a mom of a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old?
We have very strong-willed children. So I didn't anticipate having 2 of them. Coming from someone who's very compliant. So this is an eye-opener, and it's definitely a challenge having 2 strong-willed children. And then when my office is in the playroom, it can be pretty chaotic sometimes, but I don't know, you just have, you get through it because you have to. Like, you don't think about it, you just do it. And then maybe later on you think, oh, how did I do it? But I don't know, you just take it one day at a time, and you do what you have to do to get it done.
All right, what are some of your favorite things so far about being a mom? Some of the things that maybe you didn't expect were going to happen that are pleasant memories or pleasant things that kind of came up that just make your heart kind of smile a little bit.
It's funny. We laugh. How many people tell me that Bella looks just like me? And I just laugh because I don't see it, and we're not biologically related. But everybody says, Bella looks just like you. I'm like, okay. But she has the best sense of humor. And I think farts are hilarious. And she now does too. So that's been fun.
Farts are huge in the Oakley house, in case you didn't know. Easy giggle. It's the easiest laugh you'll ever get if you're a comedian. You mentioned that, some of those awesome moments as a mom, some of the adversity that we faced, obviously, but, be able to be a mom, to be a mother in any sense of the word on this Mother's Day. I know it carries a lot of weight for you. I know that you have some great role models that you've had in your life. Who are some of those role models that have made you into the woman that you are today that loves incredibly much?
I'm a great mom, and I have 2 grandmothers who are very, very good moms, and who raised good children. Like, my dad's mom raised 7 kids, and my mom's mom raised 6. And so I have lots of great examples to women to look up to who do a good job of raising their children and juggling full-time jobs and other things. So I was able, thankfully, I have 21st cousins, and I'm one of the oldest. So I was able to watch how my aunts raised them and how they reacted when things didn't go well or when we weren't behaving the best. I have a lot. I'm very, very blessed.
You go through YSN and you're able to, with DJ, impact so many lives of kids that are 14 to 17 years old, and maybe you're not their mom per se, but you get to kind of get a little peek into their lives and become role models a little bit. From your perspective, what's that kind of like to have an expanded family because of what we do here at YSN and the people we get to interact with from the ages of 12 when they're little league all the way up to 18 when they're seniors in high school?
It's a surreal thing, because you're like, wait, these were strangers, right? And then all of a sudden you get to start to know them, and you build this relationship, and it's just it's a really cool thing. It's a blessing because you learn so much from each other, because especially, we didn't have this growing up. And so now they're teaching me really how to handle all this, because this is new to me too.
Obviously, sports a huge part of our life. Whether we have a career in it or whether it's just been a part of our life growing up. You played football with boys, naturally. At that time, there was no girls football, and you on the football team. So tackle football, by the way. So yeah, you're a tough cookie. Knew that going into it. Also homecoming queen. Also got your degree from Westminster as a teacher. How did all of that in sports specifically prepare you for the journey as a mom to this point?
sports just teach you so much. They teach you, you have to work so hard. Well, I did. I can pick things up quickly, but then I really need to start to work at it. I can be okay at something, but if I want to be good, I really need to work hard and devote a lot of time. And things don't always go the way you want. So you have to, almost come up with a plan B, or because I'm left-handed, people would show me how to do things, but they're right-handed. So then I have to figure out how to switch it in my mind to the other hand. She fell asleep. So it really teaches you just to strategize and communicate with others, though I still have to be better at that. I'm not the best at communicating, but it does teach you how to work as a team and how to keep persevering through the tough times, especially because in sports, like, you don't always win. It seems like you lose more than you win. And that's how it is in life. And that's how it feels with parenting. Sometimes, like, you feel like, oh crap, I lost this day. Jeez, you can't wait for bedtime.
I want to take you back 7 years when DJ comes up to you and says, I have this thing I want to do called YSN. And it's going to take a lot of sacrifice before it shows any kind of, profit. What were some things going through your mind when DJ kind of comes to you with this idea that he has about starting YSN with Brian and the first maybe year or two of it and trying to grind through all of that? What were you going through at that point?
Well, I thought it was a good idea that he had, but you never know how everyone else is going to take it because it's something new. A lot of times people, and that's change, people don't like change and they don't accept it very often. So I didn't know how it would catch on or if it would catch on. I believed, that it could work, and, DJ can really talk you into something and can really sell something. I knew he could do it, and I trusted Brian. I thought, well, Brian has a good level head, and if he believes in this, okay, so let's do this. I didn't know.
Naturally, she believed more in Brian than she did in me. Let's just make sure that we're all on the same page here.
Yeah, there was a struggle, right? I mean, the first few years there was a struggle, but you struggle in sports too, right? That's what it teaches us. We have losing seasons, and I didn't say we ever really lost with YSN, but it took us a while to gain some traction. But it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth all the hard work, all the sacrifice that not only we have done, but others, right? And the support from everyone, especially in the beginning, like it's so worth it. It's so worth it. Wow.
The struggle she talked about, in case this is your first time kind of getting a peek behind the scenes, Anthony, you know this story well. 3 years we go without a paycheck. Brian and I go 3 years without a paycheck, and I remember distinctly, vividly, like it happened a minute ago, that Sarah came up to me and said, at some point, this has got to be a business and not a hobby, or we've got to send you back to work. And this can be your hobby. And from that point, it got real. Like, stuff got real. But things were always tight. Like when you lose your job and you start this, and we had a mattress store, and the first year was really, really good. And then the next 2 years were really tough because you were buying a mattress, once every 10 years, maybe. People aren't year after year to come get a mattress from you. So mattress store was never the be all end all. It was a means to get YSN ramped up and to buy some time for us. And when she, who has been so many times the leader of the family, the heartbeat of the family, when she basically said that it's go time, we really put the hammer down, and we made some even more sacrifices as a family and as a business and as a company. And, the next 5 years have been really good, like really good. But if it wasn't for Sarah at the beginning believing in this, every married man knows it doesn't go without mama. So anybody that ever created YSN, well, I'm grateful that they look at me
The real reason is the lady that's on the bottom of the screen right now holding a child that is
Sleep out.
Sarah,
Sarah, DJ
I
is.
mean,
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
you
go ahead,
go, DJ. I was going to say, DJ has said multiple times the origin story, seeing you out the window in Spanish class at Westminster. I want to know I want to know your side of the DJ Sarah origin story.
oh no.
Well, so he said he saw me. It was my work study job. I was working for the education department. I was just getting the mail and bringing it back to Old Main, is the building that he was in. I don't recall seeing him or my brother at the window. Maybe Eric wasn't at the window. So I don't remember that, but I do, like, we did meet after a party, and his pickup line was, "Hey, I play baseball. I'm on the baseball team." I just thought that was funny, especially because at the time I didn't like baseball. I like football, volleyball, He can sell.
He can sell.
There it is. There it is. Sarah, we're not going to keep you much longer. I know that, well, we're getting ready for bed. Other than Anthony, he's a night owl. But
A lot of work to do.
Oh man.
I guess one of the things that I want you to let people know is let them know. I mean, there's women out there, there's men out there that want family bad, and they don't, they've battled the adversity or some of their own adversity that they've had to face. As someone who fought through it and is now living her dream, what is your advice to those people who feel like Mother's Day is never going to come to them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for those people, Mother's Day is one of the worst days. That and holidays, really. For those who are struggling to have their own, there are other avenues. We fostered and then adopted, and we had kiddos that we couldn't adopt. So there is heartache with fostering, but you can adopt, and you can do private adoption if you want, or you can adopt just straight out of the foster system. There are other ways. Like, you just having your own biological child may not necessarily be God's plan for you. As difficult as that is to hear, and I'm not saying, if you're struggling, then you're not meant to have your own kids. That's not it. But don't give up. There are other doors to open.
And
I have nothing to follow that up. That was awesome. I don't want to follow that up with a goofy question at all. That was a great way to kind of wrap a bow on this, I think.
Honey, I can't thank you enough. I know that there's other people out there that don't have necessarily the platform we do. I thought this is a great opportunity, and I got to tell you, I know I'm biased, but nobody deserves it more to be highlighted on her very first official Mother's Day as a mom. We love you. You are amazing. Z would tell you, except he's in bed. I think he's sleeping. We don't know. You're the absolute best, and nobody does it better, sweetie. We love you. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of Your Sports Network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.